Hello, hello. Today I wanna to share some home automation what I have done with my iRobot S9 Plus. And before we start, I wanted to share the reasons why I decided to go with a home assistant approach instead of the app. So um, I'm aware that we can use actually the schedule in the app, but one of the downsides what I see is the home is not always ready for a vacuum to do that today. Let's say, let's assume you set up a vacuum to do every day, and before you leaving it to work, and you not have a look at your all home, every room. I mean, like the chairs position, some maybe toys on the floor. Earphone cable was one day was on the floor, and iRobot actually catch that one. Maybe I don't know. Maybe some socks is left on the floor as well from last evening, and so long story short, you're not aware that a home is actually prepared for vacuum today. So you have two only choices. You're going to, because you're leaving to work. You're relying on this when they get to work, and before the first schedule starts. To in my position, I was set for 9 o'clock to start. So it's only one option I left is before 9 o'clock. I need to turn off the task for vacuum robot. Or actually, another thing is before leaving to work to just go and make sure all the rooms are prepared and cleaned for a vacuum robot to start his schedule. Another problem was that the same scenario, every day at 9 o'clock, the robot starts cleaning, but maybe I'm at home and I'm a person who likes to sleep quite long time, especially on a holidays time. Now it's a Christmas, by the way, time period of the holidays. So I really like to lie in the bed till 11. So 9 o'clock vacuum hoover starting, it's not the scenario I want to see. Then I am at home. I know that with recent app updates, Roomba company, they actually released some automation integration inside of this app where it's looking for all phones. Um, is not connected to Wi-Fi, so they can't find this device on a Wi-Fi network. So the app is assuming that because the phone is not connected to Wi-Fi, it means you're not at home. So that integration is quite new, but it's still one of another reason what it lacks is power settings. You can create with the Roomba app the schedules when you cannot set what the power settings must be for that schedule. I know I was speaking with a Roomba company themselves recently with some problems I had with Android app compared with iOS applications. So they mentioned it that this new update is coming out, and the app update came out after that call, but it still doesn't have this power settings for schedules. So this is one of the problems. Moving forward, if you're using Home Assistant or any other app, or even you at home and you do manually set the power setting for each task the robot starts, you manually set the higher power settings. Another problem where it is about AI calculates or tries to guess how much of battery life the robot needs to finish or complete the task. Let's say you want to complete whole house, yes, and that's really decent, and that's really can make your life easy. Just go all house. that I was looking forward as well. But the problem was that after 2 or 3 rooms on a highest performance mode, where the vacuum fan speed is a maximum, after 2 or 3 rooms, the battery go down, and it has how to say, it goes back to the docking station to charge. And there is a problem. You don't have any option in application or somewhere to set. Don't guess how much battery you need to finish your work. Don't guess it. Charge full and carry on with your work. If the Roomba could make that one, that would be great. That sorts a lot of issues. At the moment, it doesn't. It calculates how much energy it needs to finish its works, but the problem in the algorithm is it forgets about what power settings is set. Because it starts work with highest power performance settings, the calculation of energy doesn't match how much it actually needs. And what bizarre thing we start seeing is that it goes for a hovering for 5 minutes and goes back to the charging station for 20 minutes and goes back and again and back and again and back again. It's ridiculous. I mean, the 4th room, to finish the 4th room, I think robot goes back to a station about 20 times ish. It's not acceptable, and I was like, no, we need to something do differently. So when I start when I done a different approach in the app, I said, okay, I'll create the schedules with 1 hour gap. 1 hour gap is more than enough to charge another 50%. So let's do 2 rooms, charge, 2 rooms, charge, and 1 hour charging, and do another 2 rooms, etc., etc. But for some reason, Roomba actually is not allowing you to do another schedule for a minimum 3 hours. You can do 3 hours 1 minute. So if you start 9 o'clock, and next schedule must be 12 o'clock 1 minute, and my final schedule, because I need the 3 stages to clean my property, and the third schedule is 3 o'clock 2 minutes. So from 9 o'clock, my vacuum schedules, all the schedules, finish around 4 o'clock ish. Let's put it this way, and that's quite a lot. That's way too long hovering time for a robot to do just 2-bedroom flat. It's, by the way, it's 70 square meters. So don't ask how many it's in the square foot. So this was a problem with the charging calculation, and I need to do some different approach. The last thing, not the last thing, one more thing is that what I wanted to show you guys today, it's how we implement this iRobot in home automation system. This will open for any kind of automations you guys can think about it. To me, it's really simple. I want to use this button to click on from evening before the day, or early in the morning when I'm leaving to work, or maybe when I wake up. I want to click this button, and this is a green light for a robot to start its day's tasks, to do all the tasks. And now we go more deep how to do. We'll take the battery level into considerations. We took the status, and we will be actually sending the iRobot to some certain rooms. So it will be a long video, guys. Buckle up, and yeah, let's go started. First thing first, even before we start implementing the iRobot integration into Home Assistant, we need some settings. And to retrieve the settings called, I think it's BLID and password. And to make a note, this is not the same password and account what you're using to log in into your app. So, well, actually we can start from Home Assistant. So configuration, integrations, I have iRobot. So let's remove it. Actually, yeah, let's remove it and add integration. Start typing Roomba, and it's asking you host. It will be IP address, which one it connects to your Wi-Fi, your BLID, equally to your account, and the password, but it's not the same as you're using to connect to your application. To get this data, actually, it's required to do small tasks outside home automation. But don't be scared, it's quite easy to do, and I'll show you how to do it with Windows platform. I found quite a lot of information how to do in Linux or somewhere other like virtual things. So first thing, it's download. You need to download a Python. It's a free, and you can get really easy. Download 3.7 if you can. So 3.7, and maybe I can find somewhere here. Can I? Yeah, 3.79 August, and you just can go download, and I have choose to install Windows 86-bit executable installer for Windows, and I already haven't downloaded. When you started, it's press customize installation, and okay, I'll leave it always ticked, and add Python to environmental variables. Click this one. And oh yeah, one good thing as well, it's if you can download to C Python. If you need, just create a folder. It will be easy later to choose location where you well, it will be easier to follow this tutorial. I'm installed Python in this location, so go install. Okay, so it was successful, and what you need next is actually just to Google for Home Assistant Roomba, and it should give you this integration. Scroll to the bottom where how to get your credentials that's talking about your BLID and password, and you need to follow one of these examples. And as I mentioned before, this example is a bit was hard to understand for me. If someone can pick up them really easy, but what I was missing, any video with actually show how to do it. So on the top, press this one green button to download zip. After you downloaded that zip, open it. Inside you should find a Roomba folder. Drag that Roomba folder in the same location where you install Python. So in my case will be C Python. If you install Python somewhere else, you need to drag this Roomba folder from a zip file we just downloaded into the same location. And it's of course asking, do you want to replace? Yeah, let's replace. Cool. After that one, the next step. Well, before we going forward, let's summarize. You should have installed the Python into your computer, and you need to know where you installed. In my case, would be C Python. In the same folder where is a python.executable, you need to have a Roomba folder, which one holds all this get password, what is most important for us, .py. We need to have this one. a same location where is a Python. Next, after you confirm you have all of these bits, press Windows button and type cmd. Here, type cd for change directory, sorry, and type the location where the Python is installed. It, for me, would be capital C, column, remember, is it this one or this one? I think this one, yeah. C and Python. Press enter, and we are inside this folder. So now we call the function, we call the program, Python program, and we tell the Python program which script we need to run. It's the same direction where we are, so we start with a dot. It's inside in the folder Roomba, and we're looking for get password pi. Get password dot pi. Hit enter. Okay, I mistyped something. Yes, too many S. Okay, it's looking for a Roomba robot. Okay, no Roombas was found. Repeat one more time, and it's actually not discovering. It should for you guys to discover straight away, but if it's not discovering, I will try to go, and what you need to do is actually to hold your home button on a robot for at least 2 seconds, then the blue lights come up. So I'll try to go now and do that one. So yes, after I hold that button, you can see it was discovered straight away. It discovered on 192.168.1.185. Now it says make sure your robot's Roomba at IP is on the house base and powered on. Then press and hold the home button on your robot until it plays series of tones, about 2 seconds. Release the button and your robot will flash Wi-Fi light. Well, if you have S9 as mine, it will go blue light. Press enter to continue, and let's go. Boom, done. You have your IP address, you have your BLID and your password here. So what I like to do is to actually select all, right click, select all. Oh, come on. Select all, Control C. And let's make a new text document and paste. I will be covering this password and login details for you guys. I don't want to actually share it, but the password should start with one column, and then you have password, and you need actually copy all that into your home assistant. So let's start doing it. We stopped here. I have this document. I put in another script. So IP address, the BLID, and the password. Okay, and leave it continuous with delay 1. Submit. Oh, the password is wrong. My bad. I left one character. One more time. Host. BLID. And password. Yes. Now we have our Roomba connected to Home Assistant. But this is not end of preparation. Yes, you just connected your robot. The problem is that you only can start, stop, send home, change fan speed. The challenge next one is to actually to be able to send robot to a particular zone or room. So far, what I managed to do is actually to send to a particular room, not a zone. I think it after you if you follow all this tutorial, I think it gives you a good good inside view what it must be done additionally if you want to send to the zone. I think it's fairly easy just to find in Google how to adjust the code where, well, not the code, but the message you send to Roomba to actually to clean the zone. Okay. What next? What next? Yes. The next thing is we need to install some REST 980 things. Okay. One step at a time. Configurations, integration, nope, supervisor, and yes, we in the right place. Add on store. Let's go here. So let's go back to our GitHub. We need to GitHub, and we need to REST 980 created by Jeremy Williams. Yes, sorry if I mispronounced it wrong. Your name, Jeremy. You've done a great job here. It's a bit too more advanced than what I'm looking for, as well as if you think about your automation of a house and you want to put your screen somewhere in a corridor, you wanted to use your screen efficiently, and you don't want to put looking good fancy things but no other use cases, like something like map or I don't know, too many details about robot itself. Well, I don't care about robot himself. I just wanted to tell him to work or send to the room. So I was following this tutorial, but I got stuck in Dockers, and it was a bit too advanced, and I was looking for a much simpler solution. But still, Jeremy, you've done great work. So what we're looking for is actually to copy this link. Going back to Home Assistant, you need to press this 3 dots on the top, and we're going to repositories. You need to paste your repository here and click add. I already have this one. It's a Williams HASSIO. And after you've done this one, you will see his repositories. I wanted to make one note. This packages with number 2 on the bottom, yes, they are for a second robot. It's not newer version. It's not 2.0 version of package. No, this is a package for a second Roomba robot. If you have like M6 or you have 2 floors and you're controlling 2 of them. So if you don't have this one, so you just need to install PHP, whatever it stands for, and REST Docker. Well, actually, hold on here, guys. Actually, you don't need PHP. I installed it because I was trying to, I'm trying to achieve this one. But what actually you need is Docker image. That's what you're looking for. So when installed, I'll start it myself as well. Okay, I started. The big one, a big chunk note or advice. When you start the REST 980 this Docker image integration with the Home Assistant, the Home Assistant itself lost connection. You cannot no more to access to it. I don't know it should be this way or what's happening, but what we will be doing is we'll be using this Docker image to catch the commands we sending to the robot, and we actually will make the note of the room's ID. So when we send to, let's say, kitchen, it has some certain ID. That ID is a key you need to know when you're trying to actually tell Roomba to go somewhere. So we start now, we use it, and do not forget to turn it off. To make sure, click this one, start on boot as well, because maybe you need to reboot and you don't want it to just start automatically. Well, actually, after you use it, if you don't use it anymore, you can actually install. And I left it because I want to play around a bit more, but my advice would be get your room IDs, turn off, uninstall, and just use this one. Unless if you want to challenge, try Jeremy Williams' GitHub all this tutorial, and maybe you fancy to get all these things. I wanted to maybe zoom in a bit for you. Actually, the map or reminders when you need to change something, or actually a button for each this one. It requires quite a lot of additional things like Loveland's custom buttons and what's called the separators and etc. So to me, as a new starter for a Home Assistant, it was a bit too much challenging, and in the future, yes, but not now. So that's why I left it for future challenges. But let's put it this way. After you started and installed this Docker image, go back to configuration, and you need to copy your BLID and password. The password should start with I don't know how you call a column on the top. Yeah, I think it's column on the top. Actually, if you not put it here, because if you don't put the quotation, single quotation, that's the one. If you don't put a single quotation on your password, it will put for you. Don't forget your IP address and leave this number as it is. That's it. Click save. Oh yeah, don't forget this one, a port number. So we'll be accessing for this Docker imaging through this port number. So to do that one, we go back to our Jeremy's tutorial and go back to step 5. The step 5, what we need to do, get room details. So you actually need to initiate clean rooms from a robot app. Don't press clean all rooms. You need to click new job and click each room in a certain order. You will see the numbers, integer numbers, appearing next to the room, and you need to make a note of that order. So after you've done this one, you need to navigate to this address. And first time I saw this one was like, what the hell is this about? So what is actually it is the same IP address you connect to your Home Assistant. So actually we can just copy that one. So let's put here. Boom. Okay. You can't go this one. Okay. What I want to actually copy this one because I like when it starts with HTTP. So paste here. So before semicolon and after HTTP column // you need to put IP address. For me, it's a 192.168.1.73. I'm assuming, yes, 73. Semicolon, and then you need to put the same port number I just mentioned that you need to remember. By default, if you have not changed, it will be 3000. Yes, click enter. If it comes out with 2 brackets, you're in the right you're in the right location. If it goes like not found, you need to double check something. You missed something. Maybe you entered the wrong BLID or password or something like this. But if you're seeing this, how it's called, brackets, you're in the right place. My advice would be, if you're not receiving any details here, after the next step I will tell you, just restart your Home Assistant a few times. Yes, and even more, make sure your Home Assistant is not 0.18 something version. So like 0.184, 187, etc. And it's newer than 2020.12.6, newer or .6. It has some issues about connection, and especially when Roomba, after it docks into base station, it starts the Home Assistant will lost connection and is always showing the status of docking, and you can't do anything. You can't anymore to stop it. You cannot start another work. You cannot press location and so on and so on. And this was fixed by 2020.12.6. Well, some of people in the forums, they said we had fixed with 0.19 version, but I just went for a newest version I could find by today, and that works flawlessly. That's brilliant. Operating system I'm using 5.9, by the way. So coming back here, if you make sure your Home Assistant is up to date and you're still not receiving any data here, just curly braces, restart a few times, okay? And the step what you need to do is actually, as I mentioned it, well, you can read yourself in this Jeremy's page, step number 5. It's, you need to go in the app. I'm going now. So you need to go to the Roomba app, click on the top green button, new job, select in order your rooms. It's easy, just do all of them from the top to the bottom. Don't press select all. Well, hold on. Yeah, don't do this one. Select all. You need to give cleaning in order, so that will send the command, and each room will have own ID. What were you looking for now? And we just press start. Robots just actually start its job, and we try to refresh this page. Yeah, as you can see, it's not doing anything, and I'm not seeing any data. As I mentioned it, reboot is one of the options. So after restarting one time a Home Assistant and sending Robot to clean the rooms, and I have selected all the rooms, I believe I have not received any data until I stopped the robot. I pressed the button, go back to the station, and when it got back to the station, I refreshed this page, and all the data I'm looking for actually appeared. Easiest way to do is go to Control F for last command. And you can see here the last command starting here. Which one is starting here? So okay, here it is. Last command was pause, initiator was manual time, and okay, and I have the last command pause because I actually paused it. So let's try now again. I go to new job, select all the rooms, and okay, it's still on the pause, that's why. Finish the job. New job. Select all the rooms. Start now. And now we should refresh this one. Yes. Nice. So now last command, if you go again, Control S, last command is here. And now what you can see, command is start. Initiator is remote app. I need to stop my... Okay, I will stop the hover. Now you can see that the command was start, initiator was remote app, the time it started, and this is really important. We have map ID, which one we need. We have a region numbers, and it's a 1, 5, 12, 17, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then is another thing which we really important to care as well is a PMAP version ID. So this is a version ID, which one is keep changing every single time you do remap at your home. So be aware of that one. So let's copy this one somewhere. So the same file where you have all your plinths. Let's paste this one. Okay, so we now have all the details we need. I just want to organize it. And user pub ID, and that's it. Save. So now we have all the details we need to start creating automations. We have some the map version ID. We have BLID connected, BLID, and a password, and so on and so on. So now we can go back to home automation supervisor. By the way, I wasn't sure is this making any difference, so I activated installed this this integration as well. I'm not sure is really necessary, but I tried to get this data we just have seen, and I just enable it, but I haven't not tested without it. Well, actually we can just test now. So stop this one. Make sure is no clicked for start on boot. Go back, refresh, make sure it's stopped. No. Yeah, because it got a black and white icon, that means it's not started. If we go back to the same 192.82, no, 73, select 3000 IP states. Yes. So it's still giving me all the details I need. And my last command is doc. So I believe it's still, it's not actually need this one. Okay, so what we need to do now is actually to make sure this one is stopped, and we do the same here. On start on boot, untick that one, stop. By the way, guys, when you will be rebooting your system, don't forget to come here and start this integration manually, because we unticked this one, start on boot. So you need to come here, click start, and then go back to your link to see if it's receiving all the data you're looking for. Okay, Nodered. Nodered is a really powerful and easy to understand flow integration for activities such as this one. And if I may zoom, so let's create a new flow, so new task, by pressing this button on the top, and I call this one, double click on the name, I'll call this one iRobot 2 because I have already created one. So done. And let me open the example, so I'll be on the same page as you guys. Okay, cool. So to start with, we need to keep checking if the button, physical or virtual button, is pressed. So for you guys, if you're using a physical button like touch button, which one lights up like a light switch, which will be not connected anywhere. It could be placed near to your robot, and it could be touch button where you press, you touch it, and it will lit up. That lit up button, or change color of a button, means that the robot is set for a cleaning session. You might be press that button before you go sleep, so you look around at home, you clear, you make sure all the floors is empty and ready for cleaning, so the hoover won't be getting all the cables or anything inside. Or maybe you press this button before you're leaving in the morning, so you move your shoes, your your anything, like socks or anything what could be on the floor for challenge for robot. So you move everything out of your way, you press a button, it lights up, and that means go. Or maybe the third option, you wake up in the morning, you're grabbing your coffee, and you're not relying the robot starts at 9 o'clock. It will start wherever time you press, 10 o'clock, 11, etc., etc. So first of all, if you're using physical button like this, like a light switch, that's great. That's you can skip the next step I will be doing. But if you're using a virtual button as a testing to see how it works, so you turn on and turn off, you will be using app. So to do that one, if you go into configuration and look for helpers, in a helpers you can actually add the helper, and you want toggle. A toggle will be iRobot 2 because I have one already, and icon we leave the icon here. We can actually go for, I think it's MDI silicon vacuum. I think it's maybe WU vacuum, something like this. But I'll leave it M2 because I like a toggle. But you can actually enter this icon number, icon address in here, and place in your dashboard. So great. So we have iRobot 2. How to find this all icons, by the way? One of the ways you can find it, if you go to Visual Studio Code, and well, if you go to MDI Explorer, and you can see all the bunch of icons here. So let's say audio, and I want to book music. It looks like this. Music notes look like this. So you just need to make note how it's written. So MDI is column music space note, and if you need an icon like this, you just can do somewhere here. So I have iRobot added for my previews when I originally created. So let's edit dashboard and add a card, and it will be a button, and a button should be a iRobot 2. That's the one. Do you want to show the name? Yes. You want to show status? Yeah, why not? Show icon? Yes, of course. Theme. I want a Christmas theme at the moment, or maybe darkish. Let's go darkish. Off and save. Voila, we have 2 buttons now for iRobot. Maybe move this one inside. Okay. Cool. So that's how you can create a virtual button. But actually, will be installing a physical button, as I mentioned before. I think it's a great approach. So, but at the moment for this tutorial, a virtual button works for us. A brilliant. Let's go back to Nodered. And because I have not saved, we don't have Robot 2 yet. So again, plus, double click, iRobot 2, done. Zoom in a bit. Now we will start with the pull state. Pull state will be actually looking for what kind of a state our button, which one we created, or physical button if you have installed, what state it is. So by double click, we call it a iRobot task switcher. Yeah, let's put this one. Entity ID, it will be iRobot, and we have iRobot 2. And we want to make it will make it as if statement. If statement is on. Simple as that, just on. Now we have true and false. So if robot task switcher, not robot itself, but if switcher is on, we're getting this one. If it's off, we go this way. Simple as that one. Next thing is we actually want to check what time it is. So if you turn on switcher at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. before you go, in bed, and tomorrow, Robert, start your tasks. I know I can confirm everything is ready for you. So we want to use time range. So time range, if it's true, go here. And the time range will be from, for me, works 09 column 00 to a 7 p.m. So I don't want it to do later than 7 p.m. Hover to start. In my own opinion, it's a bit, even this is a bit too late. You can do even to 3 o'clock, but I will see how it works for me. So I always can adjust these numbers. We'll leave it time like this. Not giving any name for this code block, for this node, this one. So if you're not giving any name for this node, it actually put the time. So if you later you think like, okay, let's change to 6 o'clock, done. It just automatically changed, and I think it's more convenient to see the time range instead of giving name. Okay, so the button is clicked on. The time is correct. Blue, by the way, blue circle means it's not saved. So press deploy on the top, and it will save it. Disconnected means Node-RED is connecting to this switcher, and now it's connected and running. And any state, it will be getting here. That puts this way. Okay, next. After we get a time, we need to check if the robot is ready to do the task. What I mean is we have two conditions. First of all, we need to check if the robot is not doing already any task. And another thing is we need to make sure the battery level it's 100%. And with Nodered, it's really easy to do by just get a current state. So let's get, by the way, you see two nodes, true and false. So if this is within the time and this is outside of the time schedule, one of them. Okay, so true, the time is correct, go in. And a current state, first of all, we give it name is docket. Is docket. Entity, vacuum, Roomba. If you have more entities and different IDs, you can go into configuration and press button entities, and you will see all the list of devices you have connected. And all devices has own entity ID. So this is must match here. It's of course Nodered is really great, as when you start typing, it will try to suggest what you're typing. Now is docket. That's it. We only just trying to get if a Roomba is docked. If it's docked, then let's have a look how much battery it has. True. And battery level. Battery level. Entity ID should be sensor dot Roomba binful. No, sensor iPhone kitchen. Wait, yes, this one. Sensor dot Roomba battery level, and we want to make is 100. So 100 means it is 100%. Okay, so if the button is pressed and time is correct to start the tasks, if the robot is docked and the battery is full, we'll be start doing the tasks. The challenge at the moment is now actually to track which task we actually already done. And for that, Nodered has a really nice node. Where it is? That one, counter. Let's go back a bit here. So double click on this one. Update interval. It checks every 60 seconds. So every minute it checks the situation. What I find great, it's actually 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. It's no need more than that to go and check what robot does. If let's say if a robot goes into docking station after work, the longest time before it, let's say the robot finished one task, got into a docking station, and it starts charging. It reached 100% of battery. The longest delay to start a new task will be 5 minutes. That's the longest way. It could be finished for full charging about 10 seconds before the next test, the next status checking. So the longest is 5 minutes, no more than that one. It always will be shorter than 5 minutes. Okay, and the counter, we want to start at 0. We want to increase by 1, and we want to go. Okay. Do I want to go? I want to start with 1. Yes. So the reason why I'm starting at 1 is for some reason the message.reset playing some tricky things, and it not allows me to reset to the back to 0. So that's why I want to start at 0. Sorry, at 1 and finish at 5. And lower limit is 0, no, 1, whatever. Increment, this one is important as well. We want to split. So the message which one comes into this counter, we want to, that message leave alone, and we want to create a separate a message which one will be a number. And what I'm trying to say this is the battery level, it's 100%. So it gives a message of 100. It goes in the counter, and that 100 will come out here, untouched. But the counter, how many times is already count, comes as a separate connection. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. If you're not familiar with debug, that's a really powerful node to play with. So let's connect it and let's deploy. Now, if you on the top you have like a small bug, press that one and you open the debug console. I have home automation open in another screen, so let's turn this one on and see what's happening. Click on. Okay, stop. For this testing purpose, for tutorial, let's change this one to 1 second. Done. So what I'm trying to say is every second it checks what situation, so we will keep receiving messages. Okay. Oh, deploy. Sorry. Deployed and disconnected. It should connect, and every second keep push the message. Nice. Now click on. And we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and goes 5, and 5, and 5, and 5. So it's not resetting back. To do that, to be able to actually reset, we need to build a switch node. So the switch, depending what number it goes in, so that's why I want a 100% battery ignore. I need this number 2, 3, 4, 5. I know we don't start with 1, but I just couldn't manage to find from 0, and I was like, I'll just leave it. It does the job even if we start from 2. OCD is like, no, just do from 0, but yeah, I can't, guys. I can't. Just leave it for from this number. Okay. So if it's equal to 2, equal to 3, equal to 4, or equal to 5. Done. So now we have this this node message coming into switch, and depending number 2, 3, 4, or 5, we execute a different commands. And what is most interesting for me at the moment is actually to, well, first of all, we can actually connect all of this one to messages, but the last one is most interesting one. So I don't know how to actually arrange them, but we'll work around. So first of all, if we've done first, second, and third task, for maybe your case, you need more than this one. What I mean tasks. A task is how many rooms the Roomba can actually to hover on one charge. So I go 2 rooms. Normal size is about from 12 to 16 square meters a room. So with 2 passes on a highest performance mode, I go for only 2 rooms. So to do all my property, I need to go 6 tasks in total, including the bath, toilet, corridors, bedroom, sitting, kitchen, etc., etc., etc. So I need to go for 3 tasks, and between each of tasks, I need to charge and go again, etc. So in your case, it might be more than that one. So if you need to add more, you need to go here and increase this number and add more nodes here. Okay. So in my case, only 3. Now, after 3 tasks is done, it means it have completed a day, what's called routine. It have completed all the tasks for today. So with my property, that means that my property is actually cleaned. And to do that one, we need to call service. A call service is an action we want to do. Domain will be input boolean. I think it's input boolean. Service is turn off, and entity ID is iRobot 2. And data, it just puts curly braces, nothing, just curly braces. Done. Oh yeah, name. iRobot switcher turn off. Switcher turn off. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, and a 4th one time we wanted to turn off a switch. 1 second, double check. Input boolean turn off. Yeah, looks correct. And the next one, we after the next day or wherever a situation scenario is. This button, by the way, it's clears all this debug window. So press that button. We need a function. We drag the function. After we turn off, we go into the function, and the function, the name will be reset. And a message is really simple. Message dot reset is equal to 1. I cannot go 0. For some reason, 0 is not accepting, and most times it just crash, or not crash, but gets in the loop. And 1 works brilliant, and a number works brilliant. I didn't try with negative numbers, but not 0. Don't ask why. Done. And we need to plug this one into counter. Because the counter will be receiving this message.reset equal 1, the counter ignores this node, this link, as to count, to increase the number. It ignores. It just takes this one message and resets itself. And it should go 2, 3, 4 again, 2, 3, 4 again, 2, 3, 4 again, 5 resets, and etc., etc. So it should start really nice looping around. Oh, by the way, every single time it should turn off the switch as well. So I'll bring this one again. Okay, we need to zoom back a bit. Okay, let's test this one bad boy. Turn on, and we should have 2, 3, 4 resets, and button is off. Next day or at evening, I press this button because it works only between these hours. I press again. I don't know, for some reason I wanted to hover my property again today. So press the button again, and it goes 2, 3, 4, and turn off the button. So if you have a physical switch, you need to turn off that physical switch, which one will be represented on your dashboard. As I mentioned at the start of the video, this will open lots of opportunities and integrations which suits you most. Okay. So after this, we can actually scroll a bit here. Yeah, I think I want. We come back to here. One of the things what I'm start thinking about, if you turn off that button, if you turn off a switch between, I don't know, second and third task, we need to have a link to reset, to call reset, you know. So we turn off a button, so that means we call this reset. So next day it starts from number 1 again. So, but that will be a bit later. Okay. Now you scroll here. We don't need this one anymore. And we want to actually call the service. This will be most a bit advanced. Not really advanced, but still a bit. So robot task 1. Domain will be vacuum. Services will be start. And entity is vacuum Roomba. Now we want to go here by pressing 3 dots. And we start with the curly braces. Oh, we start with the curly braces. So, tape. We need to actually pass the command in quotations. This is a bit different from YAML or whatever you're doing, or JSON. I'm doing this one. Well, it looks like a JSON here, but for some reason you need to put everything in quotations. Compare with other approaches for coding. I'm not a huge expert on this one, but it works and doesn't work without quotations. So command column is start. Next, params. Oh, nearly forgot already. Parameters. And we have many parameters. So we start with the curly braces here. Params. Okay. First param, which one we need, is p map underscore ID. So I don't know what P stands for, but that's, to me, sounds as a map ID. And select column, or column, and we actually copied this one from a last command. Okay. Boom. Now, oh yeah, don't forget comma. Next parameter is called a regions. So we have map ID. Now, what regions we want to clean? And because it is an array, or like many regions we want to clean, even though you're putting one, you still need to treat, well, the program is still waiting for an array, even though it's a one member. I don't know how we can actually, maybe if you delete S and just go for region, might be work this way. But because all the tasks I'm creating is always has more than one region, so I was not trying to play around with this one. So square brackets in this case. Inside the square brackets, we each member of region we put in the curly braces. So curly braces, and we put quotations, region, yeah, region column. Oh, sorry, no, region underscore ID column quotation and ID. In my case, it was 5. After curly braces, you do comma, curly braces again. Region, what, quotation, region underscore ID, column, quotation 12. If you need to add more, let's say I wanted to add a bit more, so it will be comma, and you go again for region ID. Well, actually, I saw. Well, you need quotations. Region. I saw some people are doing like name or zone. I'm not sure about that ones. Not tested. To me, ID works. And you still cannot work around it without IDs. Because the thing is, yes, you can guess your numbers. Most of the times what I saw on the internet, people who were sharing the numbers, it's from 1 to 20. Some of occasionally have 22, 25. The thing is, you still need this one PMAP ID. And by getting this ID, you'll get a room like region IDs. So I stick with IDs, numbers. You just do once anyways. Comma, I don't know. Do I have anything else? Like, oh yeah, I have actually number 1 as well. That's it. After regions, and you close that one, put after square brackets, put comma, enter, and the last parameter is called a user underscore pmap version underscore ID, and that is another ID we actually got from that last command function. It's not long one. Okay, paste. Okay, oh yeah, quotations again, quotations. Yes, nice. And that's it. Let me check. Region parameter. Yeah, that's it. That's all the data and code you need to write into command start and pass as parameters. Map ID, regions followed by region IDs, which one you want to clean, and user map version ID. You need to get it. You're done, and that's it. Done. And it's a robot task 1. You copy paste, so Control V, Control C, Control V. You rename task 2. You press these 3 buttons and you change. You see, actually, software just rearrange everything for me, and you just change the numbers. So 17 and 6 and 5, wherever numbers of your room is. Done. And you just connect to number 1, number 2, and number 3, etc. Well, you get idea. Oh, shoot. Oh no. Okay. Huh. Okay. For some reason, I thought it's actually pushed one of the messages. Should not, but yeah. Okay. Oh, I know. Because I have iRobot here, it's actually from that flow. It's yeah, it's a different one. So 1 second. 1 second, I need to. Yep. So coming back to this one. So the next thing is iRobot robots, every single time they go back to docking station, the performance or the fan speed will go back to automatic. And most of the times, if it's carpet, it's a bit faster. But if it's not carpet, it's going slower. We're trying. I don't know. iRobot actually trying to save battery and trying to increase the time of robot actually can hover, but it's not what I want. If you need to charge longer, but I want to get a best quality of the hovering, as best of all dirt collected from all the carpets for all the corners, etc., etc. So I have set for 2 passes, and I always want the highest performance. And that's what I mentioned before. It's annoying. It's that you can't set the schedules in original app, your say the quality of hovering. Okay, to do that one, because we just send in this state, we just send the task for iRobot to do hovering, but we don't want to send a second message straight afterwards, because you need to give a bit delay between messages. And don't forget, it takes a bit to robot to think, okay, here's my new task. Can I go? Okay, let's leave the docking base, and let's start hovering. So in my own opinion, you have, for a second message, you have at least minimum 30 seconds. So Nodered has this nice delay, and whoa, don't want to do that one. And I just wanted to put, oh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, I just want to put here. And after each task we send, we want to wait at least 30 seconds. We don't give any name, so it will be actually the name of how much we delay. We want to call the service, and this time services will be much easier. What the? Okay, interesting. Okay. So into service we go. Domain will be vacuum. Services is set fan speed. Entity vacuum Roomba, and the data, which one we need to send, let me check. I'm pretty much sure is vacuum. I want to be sure. Yeah, it's not percentages, it's a bit different. So fan, again, quotations, fan speed, select column, and it's called, in a Roomba you need to say performance, fan speed performance. Yeah, that's it, done. And connect and deploy. So let's have a look one more time. It's getting, by the way, longer and longer. So if the switch is on and the time is correct and is docked, and yeah, okay, I was thinking why we know. Okay, because the switch is off now, and the battery level is 100%. So we ready to work. We go in the counter and we count to 3, 4, 2, 3, or 4 to do 1, 2, 3 tasks. And after we complete, we turn off a switch, we send the command to reset. All done. If we start doing one of the tasks, we wait for another 30 seconds, and we send additional message to the robot about to increase the vacuum speed. So let's say it does task 1 and it completes task 1. Every 5 minutes, by the way, let's go back here. Let's set back to 5 minutes. Done. Every 5 minutes, if the switch is still on and the time is still correct, it will actually will still check. It will check the battery level. The battery level reach, because we just finished the first task, then the battery level will reach 100%. The counter will send number 3, which navigates us to robot task 2. It sends this following message for us speed, and so on and so on. You get idea. Only one thing I'll just explaining myself now. I was thinking one. So let's say can we have like output on change? Can we have this one? I know what this meaning, but yeah. Well, actually, we can do that one. Why not? Why not? Well, it's not most nice thing to do, but it does the job. So if every 5 minutes, if it switches off, so we can actually reset the counter. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Deploy. I was thinking about do if condition, and let's say in the end of the day, for some reason you stopped between number 1 and number 2, or like I said before, you stopped the task between 2 and 3, and because you stopped between 2 and 3, the counter stays on number 2. The next day you start, it continues number 3, and after number 3 it's finished. You never do 1 and 2. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to reset the counter by the end of the day. So actually, that's a good shout. That's a really good shout. So apparently for time trigger, the way I find to do it is actually to use inject. So in inject, we call 12 p.m. Let's put it this way, 12 p.m. And we don't care about timestamp. We care only this one. So we do repeat at specific time, and we want to do this one at, let's do this one, 23:59 every day. So once a minute before midnight, yes, we want to trigger reset. So the next day starts, we definitely will start with the counter from 0. So we'll start 1, 2, and 3. And for some reason, if we stop at 2 or something happens, we pause or something like this. So we want the same day, we want to continue on task number 3, etc. But next day, we want definitely to start from task number 1. And that would be all. Yeah, that will be all. By the way, one more time, just a quick reminder, guys, because I was a bit stuck on this one. Make sure your configuration version is up to date. For if your robot status is stuck on docking message, that means you need to update your Home Assistant. I could share the JSON code for all this, what we just done now, but I believe that, guys, just doing yourself and following tutorials will build experience for yourself, and knowledge, and in the future you can do all these automations with much better understanding. Just copying and pasting our tasks, it's great, but everyone needs, and everyone's options and how we want to implement automations in their lives, it's unique. I have my friend, and who I'm doing automations for him, and his opinion or his need for automation it's quite different from mine, and I believe everyone has a bit different approach. So don't copy paste. Try most of the time is do yourself, read forums and build this knowledge for automations, because more and more gadgets is getting connections to this. I believe that Blue, something like a home automations blueprints coming, and I'm not aware yet about it, but when they come out, and it'll be quite stable and approachable solution and better than Nodered, I'll definitely will make this video in blueprints as well. Okay, thanks, and I hope so it helps to you to understand about iRobot automation to send into specific rooms. See ya, and have a nice, I don't know, new year, nearly. Ta-ra.
And I'll go is not enough.